What's going on, YouTube? This is Jimothanis, aka Vypermajik, aka Jimmy. Well, at least for this video anyway, with some more Heroes of the Storm gameplay. Today, I'll be checking out my man, Tychus Findlay. As of August 26, 2014, Blizzard rolled out new heroes for their rotation, which include the Elite Tauren Chieftain, Jimmy Raynor, Tyrael, Uther Lightbringer, Zagara. If you're character level 8 or above, my man Tychus. And if you're character level 10 or above, Rhaegar. So I wanted to play a little bit with Tychus today because he is my absolute favorite StarCraft II character of all time. And this guy is a complete badass in the battlefield. And I actually had a pretty good match, so I figured this would be the video to show y'all. Tychus is a ranged attacker. Obviously, he carries around a pretty big chain gun, which he puts to pretty good use. Comparing him to Vala, he's not as strong in terms of pure damage output. I actually use him almost more as a utility player than as a straight damage player. He's really, really good for being the first to attack and the last to attack. He does that with a couple different abilities he has. The first being this charge ability where he could just run in and, well, before I get ahead of myself, his minigun takes a few seconds to spool up. So if there's an enemy standing next to you and you attack, you have to wait a good second and a half before you actually start doing any damage output. As a result of that, there is a ability that Blizzard put in the game that minimizes that spool up speed, and it also includes a small charge where you run into an enemy and your gun spools up almost immediately and you could start attacking. So that's a good entry attack. He also has an ability where he'll lock down on a single target and spray continuously, and it's good so you can actually, I'm doing that right now if you're looking at the video, you're constantly hitting an enemy even if you're backpedaling, which makes gameplay really good because you can help cover allies as you all start retreating. You could be the last guy to walk damage away. Finally, he has this really cool grenade ability that knocks all the enemies away. And the reason I say that he's more of a utility player is especially with that grenade. If you time where you throw the grenade properly, you can actually push the enemy more towards you and less away from you, because the grenade will push wherever the center is of the grenade throw. It'll push the enemy away from the center. So if you actually throw a grenade over your enemy's head behind him, the grenade will actually push you closer into him. And there's a few times where an enemy's pushing a tower, or it's a 2-on-1 situation, they're starting to backpedal, and I'll actually throw the grenade behind them, push them more into him, and it allows us to finish the enemy off, which I think is a really cool idea, and it's a really good way to use this character. Lastly, since I am only very early on in my progression with him, my ultimate ability only can be Odin, which, if you guys remember from StarCraft II, is that giant mech that he controls halfway through the Wings of Liberty campaign. What's cool about the Odin is it comes with its own set of skills. It has a directional shot, which shoots a bunch of rockets in a row, and it has a single blast. And both of them are very powerful for not only pushing towers, but for clearing lanes. It really worked well in this particular map because the pirate boat is in the center and there's a lot of water, and the enemy can't cut through the lanes like they could on some of the other maps. So once I had that Odin on lockdown, I was just wrecking people because I was shooting straight through, and I was getting maximum damage with all my attacks. So I really do like Tychus. Obviously, as I've mentioned about 1,000 times in this video, this guy is freaking so badass. I love him as a character. But he's actually a really good offensive character if you don't mind being used, not for primary offense, but to allow your other players to succeed. So it's kind of a support ability, and I like that. I thought that was really cool, and it fit my play style well. For pure damage output, at least on melee, I still think Vala is significantly stronger. She can push lanes on her own individually with very little help, although she has a glass cannon. Tychus just falls somewhere in the middle. He doesn't have the hatred meter that revs up like the other characters, but he does have some pretty good abilities that make him a respectable force in the battlefield if you use him correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up and let you guys watch the end of this video. We did very well. I did very well. A lot of it had to do with late Odin gameplay and dropping Odin at the right time to pick off some weak enemies. We also pretty much controlled the cannons almost the entire map. I think there was only one time we actually let them slip by. And I did make a pretty good gank on a player. I came up the backside of a lane and he dropped 6 of his coins, which was insane. I didn't realize he didn't turn them in, and that was a costly mistake. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll be doing more of these again, and until then, I will see you guys on the other side.
Walk the walk. Trigger fingers all itchy. You're rushing me?
Here be some fine booty.
Shut up and die. Fine by me. Trigger fingers all itchy. Rushing me?
To the locker with ya. Just for one. Choose a talent.
I didn't hear no magic word. It's killing time. I hope you got a plan.
Two in a row. Your enemy has it out for you. Fire at will.
Well, that's sure smarts.
Looks like you just lost a fart. That's enough. We don't be working for free.
Didn't hear no magic word.
Hero slay.
Walk the walk.
You're dead, mate. Welcome to the crew. Choose a talent.
Well, that's sure smarts. Man man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. I hope you got a plan. You don't have to tell me twice. Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Capture this mercenary camp.
Didn't hear no magic word.
Capture this
We're on, boys! Ha-ha! Let's liven up this place!
Didn't hear no magic word.
Heart destroy!
Defend this fort.
Don't wait for me! Fire, you idiots! Shut up! Your enemy is destroyed apart! Choose a talent!
Russian.
Cease fire! They want more! They'll need to pay up first! I love it!
These mercenaries will fight for us or die.
Looks like your whole beat you to it! Let this be a lesson to you! Show these landlubbers what we're made of!
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
The enemy's taking it to him! Well, who's got the coin for me service? What good's a pirate without a little treasure? Ha!
It's killing time. Sure thing, armchair general. And then, didn't hear no magic word.
Remove this hero from the
Nothing but rubble left! Killing spree!
Walk the walk. Didn't hear no magic word. I do love my job.
show your enemies a jolly good time.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Don't start none.
I think they've had enough.
Walk the walk of this fort. Now that I can get behind.
A good kill there.
Death to all who oppose us. This hero must fall.
Sure thing, armchair general.
Here be some fine booty.
Rushing me. Trigger fingers all.
Remove this hero.
Heroes slay.
Tango eliminated.
2 in a row. 3.
Rushing me.
Who's next?
Mayhem.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. It's killing time.
That had to hurt. Oh, your killing spree be over. We're on, boys! Ha-ha! Let's liven up this place! Keep destroy! I think they've had enough!
Remove this hero from the fight. Remove this hero from the fight.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.